Hello everybody and welcome back to part 2 of BCP Rail's top 10 routes of 2022. So, we are now at point 5, working our way down to number 1. So, without any further ado, let's see what is at number 5. So, in at number 5 is a German route. It introduced a few firsts for trains in the world. Tilting trains, diesels, a new operator in terms of rail pool. It is, of course, Dresden Chemnitz front ramp. So yeah, we've got the rail pool. There's a lot of locos that are substituting on passenger stuff. We've got shunting with the BR636 and the G6. There's that rubbish. And yeah. But you also got stuff like this, which is the Epic 612. The first tilting train in Trains in the World, as well as the first German diesel motor pool unit. So, what do I personally think of the route? I think the route is quite beautiful. There's a lot of services up here at Dresden, as it's a Joe table, so it's used a lot of what would run on Dresden Riser, which would head off this way on there. On this route itself, there's quite a bit of traffic, but it is quite sparse in some areas. But why is it number 5, BCP Rail? Well, the reason it's number 5 is when it was released, there was a lot, and I mean a lot, of out of memory errors when driving around Dresden. This affected it for months. They didn't fix it until, what, 2-3 months back? But yeah, it was a mess and it was unplayable. So that's why it's at number 5. It's in the middle, so it's not quite bad. It's not as bad as, you know, Horseshoe or whatever. But yeah, that is number 5. Now, number 4 is another first for Trains in the World. It's a British route. It introduced us to a new type of traction. It's a very vintage type of traction. It was upgraded with the clouds and the lighting and the weather, etc, etc, when it comes to Trains in the World 3. I am talking about Spirit of Steam. So, the old Spirit of Steam. Let's do that. Why number 4? Well, the sounds are nice, the models are nice, the route is very nice. There's a lot of research and time gone into it. The physics are wrong, the brakes are crap. And there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of ghost spadding problems. Also, you can see, look, that doesn't work properly. There's no auto fire, man. But it does look very nice. The steam particles are nice. Another reason why it's low down on the list is, well, it's lacking. There's hardly much to do. You know, you got your passenger runs, you've got your you know, the runs up and down the line. You got the runs from Crewe to Hertford or whatever, and you got your Liverpool to Edgehill runs, which is fine, but a bit boring. Yeah, it's a good route, but it's just lacking, in my opinion. yeah, that is number 4. In at number in at number 3 is a German route, not long released. It's a very nice route. Comes with a new loco in Trains and World that we haven't had. You'll see in a minute. But yeah, let's get in. It is Bremen Oldenburg. So Old Bremen Oldenburg. Let me get in. We'll say the good and the bad. So, why is Bremen Oldenburg at number 3? The models are nice, the sounds are nice. It's a very good route, very well modelled. Unfortunately, on release, this is why it's at number 3. There's a lot of problems with it. There was bugs. PZB wasn't working properly in the Bremen area. There was horrible sounds that give me headache on the Habits of the 155. It wasn't very nice, it was horrid. And then you also had the fact that it took them, the brakes physics were wrong, that it took them weeks to fix it basically, which by the time I made my decision on what routes were where on my list, it was too late. But it's not a bad route. It's a very nice route indeed. It's just fixed too late for the list. But yeah, that is number 3. No, actually, also the best thing about this route is the Endwagen. Oh my word, it sounds absolutely amazing. From the track joints to sound, oh, it's just good, and it's a fun drive as well. I recommend the Endwagen. So, number 2. It's a British route. It's a very nice British route. In small doses, but it's nice. I'm talking about Birmingham Cross City. So, you're probably thinking, why is Birmingham Cross City at number 2 and not number 1? Well. The unit is very nice. There's a few things to do. Freight is lacking. Let's look at the services, because I think the services are quite important for this route as well as number 1. But you'll see there's more on number 1. So we've got 248 services. 223 for the 323. 2 for the 37, which is a rail tour, which is, yeah, it's alright. Although it's bugged at release, where you could only go the freight speed, which was boring. You got 3 HST runs, which are cool, with power car moves. And then you got freight. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 freight moves, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 railhead treatment train moves. It's not much compared to route number 1. But it is quite nice. Unfortunately, the Redditch branch lacked a lot of scenery and stuff. It was a bit bland, it was a bit boring. But in a patch, they fixed that, which is quite cool. Which is quite nice to see them fixing stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's a lovely sounding unit. Probably the best thing about the route is the unit. It's got working GSMR, although you can't really use it. You can turn the brightness up and the sound up. That's about it. Or you can make it do a test, but that's boring. You know, it needs to be fully usable with these buttons. But whatever. Yeah, it's a nice unit. It's got very nice sounds. Yeah, I like it. It's a nice route. Well modelled, good, well detailed. The unit again, good sounds, nicely modelled. It doesn't suffer the same problem as the Train Sim Classic version with the badly looped sounds. So yeah, that's my pick for number 2. Now, before I get to the number 1, it's not biased, okay? I'm going off of timetables, services, scenarios, etc, etc. And this route has a lot. And I mean a lot. A lot of freight, rail tours with steam, runs up High Speed 1 from Ashford to St Pancras, and St Pancras to Faversham. There's your commuter stuff from Dartford to Gravesend and Dartford to Ramsgate and Faversham and etc etc. But you've also got your Rochester to Faversham and your Faversham to Rochester runs, as well as your Dartford to Rainham runs. I've given it away at South Eastern High Speed. I mean, look, you got 17 scenarios. You got the ones that come over from South Eastern High Speed on Train Sim World 2. There's a fuck ton of freight. We've got the LGV, which is epic. I mean, just look at all this freight. Now that is how you do freight. Epic. You got the lovely 465. Oh yes. You know, you got the 395, which are doing the St Pancras to Faversham and the St Pancras to Ashford and vice versa. Then you got, the 375s, which have had a sound upgrade and a physics upgrade, which is epic. And you got your Jubilees. But yeah, man, let's spawn in at Ashford. It's just a great route, you know. They've taken a great route already and made it even greater. Wow, there's just a lot to do on it. You know, there's a variety. You can go from express passenger to commuter passenger to freight to steam rail tour services to LGV rail tour services. It's just epic. You know? At first, when we all saw South Eastern High Speed was coming back, was getting extended for Train Sim, it's the first route extension as well. Something which DTG have gone on the record to say they'd never do, but they've done it, and it's epic. Also, I want to do this service actually, I'll show you something epic. Also, if you didn't know, unlike any other route in Train Sim World, if we go over this way, welcome to Ashford, by the way. It's just awesome. I mean, you got, look, just look. You've got sidings over here where there's stop. It's just epic. Well, let's take a walk. And you got the sidings over here, epic. Oh wow, it's the first time I've seen them on the route about. Oh, hello. It's the first time I've seen them handed about. That's quite cool, but it's not the coolest thing that we're looking at. Take a jaunt over here. This is where it gets epic. Oh, yes, you also see AI services that use this. Oh, hello. There's the lovely Hentish Rail livery. Go get it on Creators Club. It's just an epic route. Just look. How cool is this, seeing everything in a depot together? It's just epic. And there's the Lucozone livery. Again, go get it. But just look how cool this is. You can go down here, you can go up here. Trainbow! You can go up here. You can inspect the pantograph stuff of Trainbow. That NSC, the Network Southeast 465 is still here, it seems. Taking a look under the Trainbow. Cool, isn't it? But yeah, just look. You can walk all around the depot, which is epic. Apart from, you know, the one on right on right, what was it? On the right. It's the first route you can walk the depot. It's cool. So yeah, this is number 1. It's been number 1 for 2 years. Will it ever be knocked off? If they had the Sheerness branch, then no. But until then, I've been BCP Rail. Let me know your top 10 routes of this year down in the comments below, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.